Alright, so in the last couple of videos we have looked at where to get a domain name from, where to get hosting from, and the different options that you have for it. That is going to be the first thing that you want to do to really decide on where your blog is going to be taken to. I say that because, again, we talked about the shared hosting being a little bit slower, the WordPress hosting being a little bit faster, and the different options that come with each. Personally, you want to keep it simple. Maybe just buy both through GoDaddy, keep it really simple, or buy both through InMotion, really simple. I think even SiteGround, do they have domain names? I'm pretty sure you can purchase a domain name through them as well, even though they're not specifically saying it right up here. But go ahead and get one of those. What that'll do is get the domain name and the hosting connected together. If you buy them separately, I'm going to show you how to do that, is connect them as well. Not a big deal to do, but let's take a look. So you've purchased one of these. They're going to send you information on how to get into something called a cPanel or a control panel. This is going to be where you're going to go to set up your WordPress website. So I have one already pulled up here. And this is typically what a cPanel looks like. Now, they may have a couple different, there are different skins for this, so it may look a little bit differently, but all this information is for the most part pretty much the same. Now, this is a test domain name that I set up with hosting on one of my VPSs, and so I'm just going to use this for demonstration purposes here. So what this is in Control Panel is this gives you kind of back-end access to everything about the server that you're on. Now, not your website necessarily, but the server that you're on. So maybe I want to upload a file to my website. When you first log in, you're going to see maybe a bunch of things like this. Maybe you won't see all these files with a dot in front of them. Every host will be a little bit different, but for the most part, you're going to want to just look at the public HTML file. And you can see that's completely empty right now. The CGI bin, that's all part of the hosting, so that's really nothing you need to worry about. It's nothing that shows up. But here I could start to upload files to my website. Maybe I just wanted to have a place where people could download PDFs for a little while, or graphics, things like that. This is just kind of the starting point if you ever needed to. These are the kinds of things that Control Panel gives you access to. Some of the other things it gives access to is a database. Now, not to scare you off, but you will be installing a database. It's very, very simple to do. I'll show you one where you can kind of avoid that when installing WordPress, but WordPress works off of a database. So if you ever needed to go in and edit the database, that is here. With some hosting accounts, you can actually add on other domain names to your hosting. So you could host multiple sites on one hosting account here. You could also add a subdomain. So maybe you wanted to do a different language of your blog. So you can maybe just have your main blog, again, keith.com as an English speaking blog, but maybe you wanted to translate it to Portuguese and German or whatever else you wanted to do, Spanish. You could create a subdomain that could be like espanol.keith.com, something like that. So you can set up those subdomain names here. It's also a place where you can go and set up emails for your account. You can see your stats of the website, like how many people are visiting your website. These are usually very detailed lists. Errors, maybe someone is hitting an error page on your website and you're going to take a look at that, maybe get that fixed. Different things like that. Security, you may want to set up some kind of security. Again, for the most part, I wouldn't worry too much about that kind of stuff. The host handled a lot of that. I'm going to show you some other ways to actually secure your website later on. Most of this stuff is stuff you'll never ever worry about, but what you're looking for is a very quick and easy way to install your WordPress website, and I'm going to show you that in the next video.